Evals or evaluations in Copilot Studio. How do we measure the accuracy of our agents, the coherence, the relevancy, and other factors that you can measure using different frameworks? In Copilot Studio today, you can do this out of the box. And this is something I will cover in a later video, but the focus of the video today is how to do this custom. So we will use the G-Evals metric, and this is developed by G-Evals. We will use PyTest, and we will also evaluate two types of agents. So watch the video to the end, and you will see what type of agents we are evaluating and what the results will be. So before jumping into the technical stuff, I will just explain what we are going to do so that you get an understanding of the technical flow and why we get the results that we get. So first things first, I will be testing two agents, and the first agents will have an uploaded document. So what happens when we upload a document to Copilot Studio? This is the process. I have covered this in another video about importing and exporting solutions, but as you can see here, it's Azure AI Search that is being used, and you do query to the Azure AI Search, and your file is saved in Dataverse. The other one is you actually using the Microsoft Graph. So I have uploaded a file into a SharePoint site and connected my file straight to my Copilot Studio agent. The reason I've decided to test these two is because I know a lot of customers have a question about which one is the best. So again, this is just testing, and I'm not saying that one at the end. I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but we will test this with the G-Evals. And you're wondering what is the G-Evals. As you can see here, yeah, this is probably not very visible, but we are using the LLM as a judge, and the LLM will score the output that comes from our agents. So we have the evaluation metric here, which is the G-Eval in this case, and then there is some chain of thought, and the LLM decides, does this pass a threshold, or does this fail? And for G-Evals, this is how it works. You have the task, you will be given a summary of something, and then you have the evaluation criteria. And this is important. You have the evaluation steps. So you have the auto chain of thought. And after this, you will get a weighted sum score. And this will, based on the criteria that you put, so the metric rubric that you put, you will get either pass or fail, which we will see also in our code. Let's see here. We have a 4-layer architecture for testing the agent, and we have the authentication layer, which is using Microsoft Authentication Library, and then we have the test execution layer, which is using the PyTest engine, and we have the agent communication layer, which is using the M365 Agents SDK with Copilot Studio Client for invoking the agent. And then we have the evaluation layer, which is using the deep eval G-eval metric with the LLM test case for semantic response scoring. And let's see how the G-eval works. Chain of thought. It's uses structured reasoning, and then it mimics the human thought processes during the assessment. Again, this metric is probability based, so it is not deterministic. If you want that, Deep-Eval has a metric called the DAG metric, which gives you more control over the output. So the good thing here is we can have our custom evaluation criteria, which we will see in a second, and that is really good for, what do I say, the freedom and how you want to structure your tests in your company. So yes, so here we have our directory, and in the directory we have the input, which is test cases CSV. For the G-eval metric, you need the input text and the expected output. So for this case, I have 50 questions, which will be sent to the Copilot Studio agents. And when talking about Copilot Studio agents, let me just bring them here. So I have two agents. One is graph grounded, and graph grounded on this file here, which is the Power Platform low code partner playbook, which helps customers develop their low code partnership with Microsoft. The other one is uploaded. So my goal here is to just measure which one of them gives me the best answers with the G-Eval evaluation framework. So let's go back. So these two agents are actually exactly the same. The only difference is the knowledge base. And I've also turned off the general knowledge so that it only uses the answers generated from the PDF. So let's close this. The reports. This is the HTML report that we will get at the end. Stay, and you will stay to the end of the video. You will see the beautiful HTML report, the testing library. This is the configuration. This is the Copilot Studio client using the agent framework. And then you have the Microsoft authentication library and the report generator. For the tests, this is important. Let's actually cover this. You have the different metrics. You can decide what type of metrics you want to use and what weights you will give them. And here we've used 40% on or zero point 0.4 on correctness. And then the thresholds, we have the overall thresholds for the weighted sum, and then we have the overall threshold for the different individual metrics. And as we earlier I showed you earlier on the PowerPoint, it is this is how we set the different evaluations up. So we have the evaluation steps, and then we have the parameters, which is the input, the actual output, and the expected output. And then there will be some calculations happening. This is you can look this up on the G-Evals page, and they explain exactly how the G-Eval metrics works. So let's run one of these tests. For also of course the .env, you need your app client ID, you need your tenant ID. Of course, this is for authentication to Power Platform. So you need to create register an app, and this app will give you access to Power Platform API, which will also trigger the Copilot Studio agent. And you need your environment ID, where the Copilot Studio agent lives, and the agent identifier, which is found in settings in Copilot Studio, and then advanced. And from there, you go to metadata, agent metadata, and you will find this. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's run the first test. The first test is for the uploaded agent, and it will of course take some time. It's 50 items, and it will send each item to the Copilot Studio agent and check the response towards the expected answer. So let me find the right one here. Yeah, this is the G-Evals framework. Let's see here. This is how the explanation, and yeah, the explanation. And I would recommend taking a look at this before using it, because it explains how to use the metric. Okay, that is good. So this is how the Copilot Studio evaluation report looks. I created this with some help of a good friend, Claude Opus, and this is for the uploaded file, for the uploaded agent, where we have uploaded the file. So let's give it some minutes, and we will see. Yeah, it's running. So 4% has passed, and we will be back when the whole test has run. Yay! So now it's done, and we have 50 passed, and some warnings, of course. But let's take a look at the output here. So this is how the output looks. The average score for the uploaded agent is 0.93%, and you have 50 passed. And we can take a deeper look into some of those that didn't get a lot of, let's say, the least one, which is, let's see. Oh, this was 65 here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. For this one, who is the intended audience of the Power Platform Low Code Partner Book? And on correctedness, it only scored 80%, and the completeness was only 65. So here you can see you get a detailed answer, which comes from the LLM as the judge, and you also get the average score of the output. This is the conversation ID, and this is for debugging purposes. So yeah, this is the what do I say, the results from the uploaded agent. So you can download the CSV, and yeah, let's put it here. Uploaded agent. save. And then I will just switch to the other graph agent and we'll see which one of them gives us the best average score. And we can take a look at some of the questions. Yes, so now I'm running the tests for the other agent, which is the graph agent, which uses the Microsoft Graph or in to answer the question. So it's using the semantic indexing in your tenant to answer this question. So this test will probably take a while, so I'll see you back in some minutes. Yes, so the results for the second agent are now in, and you can see here 50 passed. So this is the graph agent. We already did the uploaded agent in the last evaluation. We did the 50 questions, and now let's take a look at how the graph agent performs compared to the let's see, to the uploaded agent. So I do have the reports here. So this is the old uploaded agent, zero point 0.3 average score, 0.93 average score. And it did have some questions where it didn't answer that above 90. But let's take a look at the other one. So the graph agent now answers 0.95 average score or 95%. And this is better than the uploaded files. Of course, I'm not saying that uploading your files is not as good as using the graph, but honestly, I've seen this in many customers and it's just easier to connect to SharePoint and do the versioning and everything from SharePoint. But again, this is just 50 questions. If you're interested in running deeper evaluations for your agents before pushing them to production, I would recommend taking a look at this way of doing it. Thanks for watching, guys. Today we've covered evals and we've understood that evals are important to have in Copilot Studio, not just nice to have feature. And with the right evals in place, you can actually build agents that you can trust, scale, and ship with confidence to production. So thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and I will create more hands-on AI and Copilot Studio content. Thank you, guys. See you on the next one.